From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Morning Edition.
Terrible. I mean, we've lived here for 30 years. It's the worst thing that I've seen. We've seen a lot of things happen here, but that's by far the worst.
So imagine seeing this right outside your house. It was a wild crash in San Francisco's Dolores Heights neighborhood. Now we are hearing from more people about what they saw before and after. Plus, X marks the social media spot, at least according to Elon Musk, how the billionaire is now explaining the name change at what was Twitter. Jocelyn.
Amanda, the Battle of the Bay series starts tonight, and things could get pretty interesting. A's fans are bringing their sell the team chants to Oracle Park. Will Giants fans join in? That's the question up ahead.
Ooh, and the weather will be beautiful for that game. A lot warmer off in our East Inland Hills today with a big cool down around the corner. I'll let you know when that's going to come up.
And we've got some fog we're dealing with this morning on some of our bridges. Plus, if you are going to that Giants game, I'll have your how to get there and coming up as well.
Good morning to you. Let's take a live look outside to start off our show at 6 a.m. This is our camera from Sutro Tower looking out across the city. A little foggy out there, some patches, but it really just depends on where you're at for what you're seeing this morning. Gotta love our microclimates here in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
So what is kind of what people are going to expect when they head out the door today?
You know, for our friends over in the East Bay like you, it's going to be sunny and warm. We're seeing 90s once again this afternoon. We do have a big cool down around the corner, though. That won't happen till tomorrow, though. You'll notice it a lot more. The 90s we see today will quickly be replaced with 80s as early as tomorrow. But for our friends along the coast, with all of this fog, well, we're mostly flirting with the upper 50s and lower 60s, at least near Pacifica and Half Moon Bay, where current visibility at the surface level sitting around only about a mile. So here's what we're looking at for current temperatures. Waking up this morning, 54 degrees in San Francisco as you're heading south just along this Golden Gate Bridge. Trust me, it's there behind me. 61 degrees right now in San Jose. Later this afternoon, we'll start seeing a lot more 80s. Now, here's what we're looking at for current visibility. Pretty much everywhere for the most part at the surface level, we're in the clear. Yeah, we have some clouds hanging in and out, but for our friends just closer to Half Moon Bay, and like I said, Pacifica too, that's our trouble spot this morning. So be very careful out there. Be very diligent out there on the roads. We're going to see better improvement later into this afternoon. 63 degrees for our daytime high just along the coast, upper 60s in the heart of the Bay, sunnier skies and warmer temperatures off into our East Inland Hills. But boy, is there a big a cool down around the corner as we head into the rest of this week. This area of low pressure is going to move its way in. That'll allow for some gustier conditions and some cooler temperatures. So that warm up we had this past weekend with that heat wave that swept through, it's a thing of the past as we wrap up this month. I'll have more on that in a bit, but for now, over to you, Gianna. How are things looking?
All right, Jessica, thank you. Let's look at those foggy freeways this morning, at least the Golden Gate Bridge. We're seeing a lot of fog here as you work your way out of Marin County, heading into the city. So as you wake up this morning, get ready to head out the door. You're going to tack on a little bit of extra time before you hit the freeways. That's because you're going to deal with some limited visibility along 101, Waldo Grade, Sausalito, and look at that Golden Gate Bridge. It is just socked in this morning. So be careful as you head through there and give yourself some extra time. Bay Bridge metering lights are already on. You're going to need about an extra 10 minutes now as you head over into the city. Those travel times are certainly inching up, and that backup is just beyond that 880 overpass. Now, we do have A's and Giants on tap tonight at Oracle, and it's going to be busy. A lot of people expect it out there. We'll have a live report from Jocelyn coming up. But in the meantime, if you are thinking about going to the game, BART, Caltrain, great ways to get there to avoid some of those brake lights and delays. Amanda.
This morning, the search is on for the occupants of the car that ran from a dramatic crash in San Francisco. The car flying off the embankment and crashing onto the street below. This morning, witnesses tell us they saw these three people that you see here on your screen stumble out of the car right after it crashed. One of them was wearing a ski mask. This happened at the Sanchez Street stairs in the city's Dolores Heights neighborhood. Betty Yu spoke to some neighbors about what they saw and heard in the moments before and after the crash, including a man who even tried to help.
The car that flew through a barrier in dramatic fashion in Dolores Heights Saturday was stolen, according to San Francisco police. Witness David Leeson snapped this photo of three suspects inside, one in a ski mask, another bloodied and carrying a skateboard. Neighbors said two others fled the scene up the stairs. Another neighbor's camera captured this trio walking away from the crime scene.
My first instinct was to come down and see if I could help anybody, but people had already started to come out of the car, and they were like saying things like, "Oh, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. You know, they'll be here soon. We got to get out of here. We've got 3 minutes."
Moments before it flipped and landed on its hood at 19th and Sanchez, a man told SFPD he was carjacked a few blocks away on Church Street across Dolores Park. This neighbor spoke to the victim at the scene.
He kind of fought them, and in the end, like, they hit him like in the head, I think, with a gun. That's what he said. He said, like, when they were fighting, his shirt got torn, and like I saw that.
Imagine if that hit someone.
Oh, it's really heavy. I mean, I haven't even moved it since it was there, but it's hefty.
A piece of the railing landed inside the entrance to David's home. Luckily, no passerby was injured. San Francisco police have not found the suspects. Neighbors said an officer recovered a gun at the scene. Bottles of alcohol were also spotted inside the car.
It's terrible. I mean, we've lived here for 30 years. It's the worst thing that I've seen. We've seen a lot of things happen here, but that's by far the worst.
Well, so far, police have not made any arrests. Head to our website for more video of the crash and the latest updates on the investigation. At the same time, carjackings are on the rise across the Bay in Oakland. According to Oakland police data, there have been 369 carjackings in the city so far this year. This time, 2 years ago, there were 298. So that's a 24% increase in just 2 years. Elon Musk is revealing more about his decision to make the dramatic change to Twitter. The social media company is saying goodbye to the little blue bird we know so well and replacing it with this X that we see. That's the new logo and the new name for the social media company. So why the change? Well, last night, Musk posted that the Twitter name doesn't make sense anymore. He wrote that it did when people were just posting 140-character messages like birds tweeting. But now you can post almost anything, like several hours of video. And it hasn't been easy losing the logo that made the company famous. Part of the Twitter sign started to come down at its headquarters in San Francisco's mid-market. It was a sentimental moment for one of the Twitter logo's designers.
I am sad. I think that I would be lying if I said I didn't love it when I'm watching the NBA finals and you get to see it on the court, or you pick up like orange juice at the supermarket and your drawings on the side. Like, there is just something really, I don't know, whatever. It's just a little like wink that's like charming.
It's iconic, but it's also business. His design team drew thousands of birds to get this one just right. Well, the new Twitter brand could be in for a bumpy road, legally speaking. Companies like Meta and Microsoft already have intellectual property rights to the same letter, according to a report in Reuters. And in our other top stories, Texas Governor Greg Abbott is not backing down after the Department of Justice sued to force the state to remove floating border barriers that deter migrants. The lawsuit states Texas violated federal law by not getting required authorization. Abbott has defied the calls to remove the buoys, which, along with razor wire placed along the riverbanks, are part of a multi-billion-dollar operation to reduce illegal border crossings.
Texas is defending its sovereignty and its constitutional right to secure the border of our state.
There's no good faith effort here in what Governor Abbott is doing. He's actively undermining our border enforcement plan.
Well, Mexico has already officially lodged a complaint with the U.S. over Texas floating barriers, saying it may violate boundary and water treaties. Protests in Israel intensified after lawmakers approved the first major law in Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's plan to take power away from the country's Supreme Court. President Biden had called the bill divisive and urged Netanyahu not to go ahead with it. More than 10,000 Israeli military reservists threatened to refuse to serve if the amendment passed. UPS and the Teamsters Union, which represents some 340,000 of its workers, are back at the negotiation table today to try and close a labor deal by the end of the month. So that's approaching. In the deal, workers are seeking better pay and benefits. If a tentative agreement is not reached, UPS workers committed to walk off the job on August 1st. It would be the biggest strike by a single company in U.S. history.
Well, Amanda, a lot of people will be heading to Oracle Park tonight. The Battle of the Bay series starts today between the A's and the Giants, and A's fans, well, they are planning to show up. So our Jocelyn Moran is live in front of Oracle Park this morning. And Jocelyn, A's fans are continuing their sell the team push tonight.
Yeah, exactly, Gianna. And they're also hoping they can get the support of Giants fans. We have talked about the situation, very unfortunate situation for A's fans, because we know just how loyal they are. They are going to be bringing their Sell the Team message over here at Oracle Park tonight. And this has the potential to bring even more attention to that message. They want John Fisher to sell the team. We know A's fans can show up. We've seen it before. If we remember, these were some of the images, some of the crowds at the reverse boycott in June at the Oakland Coliseum. Can the crowds at Oracle Park tonight beat this? That is what people are going to be paying attention to. I'll be paying attention to that. 2 fan groups are organizing this tonight. Last Dive Bar and Oakland 68s. We talked with the co-founder of Last Dive Bar ahead of tonight's game.
We're going to make the place kind of loud. We're planning on showing up wearing green Sell shirts. We have some black Sell shirts. We have got posters, and we're going to go out there and chant Sell the Team as loud as we can and be loud.
Here are the posters he is talking about, with the inspiration being the 1989 World Series between the Giants and A's. You can see the Unite the Bay in big letters there. You see players shaking hands. Why this series? To continue their message. Well, Paul Bailey, who you just heard from, says it is a series they know gets very great attendance, very good attendance, and they're hoping Giants fans will unite with them. Gianna, we've talked about this as well. As Giants fans, we really do enjoy this Battle of the Bay series. So I'll be paying attention to as far as how many Giants fans maybe actually support A's fans when it comes to those chants. And also, top of mind is going to be how many A's fans actually show up tonight, Gianna.
Yeah, Jocelyn, and you know, the Battle of the Bay Bridge series, it is just part of baseball here in the Bay Area. I don't know about you, but it's kind of hard to imagine that could be far and few between with the potential of the A's leaving.
It is very hard to imagine. I will say I've talked to a few A's fans who say, you know what, if they do go to Vegas, which is what it is looking like, they will follow the team. They will continue to be loyal, but it will not be the same when it comes to that friendly rivalry with the Giants and A's. It's a friendly one. It's not like the Dodgers and Giants. It's one where, you know, it's friendly. You make those friendly bets. So that is something that will definitely be missed. I don't think it will be the same with the A's in Vegas, Gianna. I don't know about you, though.
No, I don't think it'll be the same either. All right, Jocelyn, thank you.